Hey, this is Josh with Dirtbag Brands. I'm sitting here with Justin. Justin, tell us who you are with Cavalier Lighting.
2 years ago, we set forth to provide that exemptional lighting for that underserviced middle of the road build. We wanted to set forth, provide the same technology that you might get on some of those higher end brands, but bring it in a level where any build can be able to afford it. So whether you're doing your RZR 800 or your trophy truck set up for, swallowing whoops out at the dunes, we've got an option for you that's not going to break the bank.
So, are you entering the market going after the big guy? Are you going after the guy that goes to certain online giants? What are you doing? Tell us more.
So what we're doing is we are going after the rider that goes after the large name conglomerates, that is going after the online marketplace looking for their lighting. We want to be that option where if they look at us, we're not going to price ourselves out of it, but they're also going to look at what we offer, the quality that we provide, the warranty that we also extend with our product, and say, you know what, I'm willing to look at them because of what I'm seeing and give them a chance rather than going through those larger online marketplaces where you don't really know what to expect.
Fair enough. Well, let's start with what differentiates you. Tell us about the lighting, the chipset. Everybody knows. I mean, as you know, we've interviewed some other lighting companies.
Right.
And we had learned, I thought if it was just bright, it was great.
Yeah.
But give a breakdown and how that differentiates and what you're going for.
Absolutely. So we set forth, 2 years ago we were nobody. We entered it producing a chase light. We wanted something different that wasn't made yet. So we entered it into a chase light game. Then it came to people started really understanding the quality that we brought with the chase lights. Bright, they were working, they were visible, people were enjoying the quality, they weren't breaking. So what we did is started working with our manufacturer overseas, got to know their engineers, got to know the owner of the plant, and we started producing our pod light. There's so much that goes into a pod light, whether it's the technology that's behind it, the lens that you're looking at, and the construction of the pod light itself. So we've actually partnered with manufacturing companies that utilize the same technology that are in those larger name brands out there, but we're working with our design, our lenses, and the product that we're putting out.
So for the people out there, maybe you can expand a little bit. So there's proprietary technology in everybody's lights and so
Right.
on and so forth. So since you're using your design, what differentiates that from others out there? Maybe you can kind of educate us a little bit on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So with our Apex line of lights, which is more of our higher end, we have our Apex 4 and we have our Apex 5. Both of them are going to give outstanding output. But what we do and what we've kind of set ourselves apart from some of the larger marketplace brands is the design in our cone. We offer a super spot cone, which is a larger, deeper conical design that pushes the light out further. Our Apex 5, which is our higher end, it's our 5-inch pod, we have two different levels. We have our Apex 5 R, which is our high output 80-watt pod that is more of our race series that you can give it hell, you're not going to outrun it. And then we have our Apex 5, which is our 50-watt pod that for everyday use, the light's never going to fail on you.
Okay. Now, you were talking about spot. What about flood? Are you doing any floodlights, or why are you sticking with spot?
So we don't just stick with spot. One of the things that does set us apart from some of the larger marketplace brands is we offer an interchangeable lens. On our Apex series, you can change. So let's say you purchase a spot from us and you're like, well, I don't really just want a spot lens. You can purchase the lens. We actually offer something that I don't know if it's anything out there in the industry yet, but after dune season, on your first year of owning our lights, we offer a free replacement lens for you. So you go out to the dunes, you get blasted with the sand, whatever, we're going to send you a free replacement set of lens, whether you want to switch it up to full flood, a combo, which is going to be your spot flood, or just another spot lens. You give us a call, we're going to send those out to you free of charge.
Now, so let's expound on that a little bit. So is it just after the first year, or is this every year, or?
So we offer the first time replacement.
Okay.
So after the first season, you've purchased our lights, they get blasted, you want to have a nice clean lens going into the next season, you give us a call, we're going to send those out for free. If anything happens down the line, it's $5 a lens. Things do happen. So we do offer a comprehensive lifetime warranty where if anything happens to our lights, where besides you completely destroying the light, we're going to replace it free of charge for you. Doesn't matter. Lifetime warranty.
Wow.
Anything happens to one of our lights, we offer a lifetime warranty.
So actually slapping a lifetime warranty is something that's typically not heard of. You
Right.
hear that in other aspects of
Right.
the industry, wheels, so on and so forth along the way. That's a huge differentiator. What's your target market at the moment? What are you looking to do?
So right now, our target market is honestly anybody that's looking for a high quality output on their light. That's really, they might not have that budget for that higher end lighting, but also know that they don't want to go with something that's lower end. We've had our lights submerged, we've had them, you know, jumped, we've had them wrecked, and they still light up the trail to get you home. We want to make sure that if anything, we can take a look at it, make sure nothing is broken so that we can produce the highest quality moving forward. But we're finding out that if it takes a hit and it's still working, people will kind of look at that as, hey, that's kind of cool. They have something to talk about when somebody looks at it.
Fair enough. So what types of lights are you doing right now? You talked about chase lights, you've talked about pod lights.
Yeah.
What are you doing and what's...
So pod light and chase light and wire management company is how I would put it. We have our pod lights that, you know, we have the, like we discussed, we have our spot, combo, and flood lenses. We have our modular bars, chase lights, but it's also going to give you the turn signal, brake, and reverse to keep you safe on the trail. But then we've also kind of incorporated what we call our T2 pods, which is a little just rectangular pod that is great for a ditch light, but we've also incorporated that with a strobe module that provides a chase setup in the rear. And with those, we have amber, red, and clear. So you can kind of mix the combination and you can build it to your liking. Cool thing about that is all of our Apex line plus our T2 now come in a dual option, which provides you a dual output. You can either go white light or you can go yellow light. So you can combat any driving condition all built into one pod without stopping, slowing down, or changing your lens.
So when you're saying switching from white to yellow, is that just with a flick of a switch that's provided by you?
Yep. Open at white, you hit some dust.
So Justin, tell us why we ended up here.
I just want to find out more about you guys. I wanted to really start understanding after I did an install of your mirrors who you guys were as a company, what led you guys, because I mean, when we did the install, the ease of install, the adjustability that came with it, and even the wiring hole for that cleaner install, I wanted to understand a little bit more about you guys.
Well, I know we had some conversations off camera that were
Right.
fantastic about it, and we definitely appreciate that. Now that we've had the chance to kind of sit down, you've got a better idea for the direction that we're at. Hopefully, it's a good understanding. I mean, as I
Right.
said before, relationships are everything in this business, and that's what keeps us kind of flowing on that. I know we talked about some of the forms and features for our stuff.
Yeah.
And if anyone has questions, take a look at our website, go to our dealer network.
Flip a switch, you're going to automatically change over to a yellow lens. It's going to cut through the dust and not give you the reflective glare back.
So this is actually built into it, not just a simple lens change.
Nope, it's all built into the light. The LED technology is a dual LED technology that allows you to not sacrifice output, but it allows you that versatility to run one pod for all conditions. So right here, this is our Apex 5 line. This is actually going to be our R. So this is what we have really built as our high watt, high output, higher horsepower cars that can't outrun their lights.
Okay.
This one is going to be, it does come with a DRL, which is that daytime running light that a lot of people like to run just for that kind of ambiance look. We are releasing a RGB DRL that's going to be a little bit brighter, but what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to tailor your lighting to your car.
So are you going to be using an app that's integrated with that as well?
No. So from feedback from our dealer network and feedback from our clientele, we're trying to stay away from the app-based model. Last thing we want is for you to be out the dunes, be out at a large group ride, and a million people have their infrared RF remotes, and your lights start going crazy.
True.
So what we've done is a time delay memory on it. You're still going to get the array. You're going to get red, green, blue, orange, white, purple. But what that is it's an on-off kill switch. So you're in control of when the light switches.
Okay.
So if you want to sit green and have that ambiance background, which we're going to run on our car, you don't have to worry about if somebody's riding by with their whips want to change it to RGB, your lights are going to stay the same color. You don't have to worry about them changing. It's a little bit different in the world where everybody is going to the Bluetooth output. We want to kind of stay away from that, where we want to keep you in control of the output.
So here's a question. So you mentioned all the colors in the
Mm-hmm.
spectrum. Red and blue. What's to prevent anyone from doing like a police strobe or anything like that?
So that is something that we have to caution against. You know, unfortunately, once we do sell the product, there's nothing that we can do that is going to prevent somebody from running them in a blue and red pattern. The best we can do is we can just provide guidance.
So
that at the end of the day, you can't flash red and blue.
So a little bit of common sense goes a long way.
Common sense goes a long way. We definitely did toy with not including both color combinations on there. But what we're trying to do is there is a lot of factory color schemes. We've looked at a lot of different shops, a lot of what they're producing, and looked at the colors that they are manufacturing, and found that the red and the blue are a very popular scheme. So common sense is going to come a long way with that. We can't prevent you from running them together. We just highly advise against it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, what else should we know on this, and what's included in the box?
So when you purchase a pair of our lights, it comes in a pair. So when you're on the website and you're looking to build your lighting package, everything that you're going to get is going to come as a pair. We understand not everybody wants to run just 2 or 4 or that standard. So if you do have an option where you're looking for 3 or 5, give us a call. We're going to be able to set you up with that correct package, which isn't always a bad thing because people find uses for them. But if you need 3, you want to make sure you get set up with 3. When you get our pods and they are delivered to you, or you pick them up, you are going to get the brackets and everything to install them to your car. The only thing that they don't come with is going to be wiring harnesses. The only reason we stray away from providing the wiring harness is because you might already have a switch panel, so you don't need the wiring harness. You're just going to run dedicated wiring to it. The relays are already in. But if you do need it, we do offer that for you to make ease of installation.
So trying to cover all the base.
Weatherproof Deutsch on all of our products. So it's plug and play. You don't have to worry about if you don't want to solder. Getting into, and that's great for the truck market, the SUV market, but some of the side-by-side market and stuff like that, you can cut this clip off. Full warranty is still intact.
Okay.
But if you want that clean install, we understand that's too big to run through a roll cage. So we just make sure that, you know, everything's covered. But if you just want a quick, easy install.
And up next, what do we got?
So right here is going to be our T2 pod. This pod right here is kind of one of our more versatile pods that we have. The great thing about this is, like I did say, we do offer it in a yellow lens, a red lens, and a clear lens. This one right here in particular is one of our new dual lines. So built in is that technology I was telling you about. You've got that LED that will produce the clear and the yellow at the change of a switch. Nice thing about that is if you want to run this as a chase, you can do alternating strobe patterns on the rear from one pod, and you're limited on space. You have versatility options.
Now, running those, do they actually sync up to each other so they can be on the same pattern for the strobe effect? Or
so the strobe that we offer is going to be a sync up. So you run it in line with your wiring, and super simple. It's got 16 different modes that you select. So when you install it, you get to select the mode that you want.
Okay.
Yeah. Running this up front as a ditch light is great because with that dual capability, you're able to either have that clear output on a clear day where you just want some visibility to the side of the vehicle. But if you get into a dusty area, you want to make sure that you're not too close to the edge or see what is around you, you can flip it right to yellow and you get that dust visibility, so you can cut through that dust as well.
Gotcha. That's pretty handy on that.
Yeah.
When have you released that, and how is that done for you guys?
So we released this one about a month ago, and I would say it's probably one of our top selling products in all 3 of our lines. When I say 3, we've got the T2, our Apex 4, and our Apex 5. They've been extremely popular because people want that versatility that gives them the ability to, if they're running a bumper and they can only fit 2 pods. Well, they don't want to have to worry if, well, do I do amber or do I do white? I want to have the ability to do both. And that's really where people have been taking a liking to the product, because now they just hook it up to one switch, or a lot of times they'll pair it with our switch panel and they have it right at the ease of their fingertips.
So what's a pair of those retailing for now?
So these are $210 a pair. Comes with our lifetime warranty and everything needed to install.
That's a tremendous deal for the ability to swap back and forth between white and yellow with the lifetime.
Right. And one of the things, you know, as we introduce new lines and we bring to the market, we still want that affordability that, you know, that doesn't price people out of having a high quality pod for their vehicle.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
What are we looking at now?
Awesome. So this is going to be our, what we call our Apex 4.
Okay.
This is more of our, it's a 3.5-inch pod design, 45 watt output. What this one does is it's a great option anywhere you want to mount it to the front of the vehicle. It is a higher end output that's giving you 4500s of pure lumen output. This is really something that we have put a lot of time into, because this is going to be really what we say, if you're that recreational rider, this is going to be a perfect pod for you. You don't have to go all out on our 5-inch pod. This is going to give you plenty of light, and usually when we do have people that start with these, they stick with these.
Okay.
Because they're impressed with, they can put it anywhere. It goes easily on the bumper. It fits on a set of mirrors. It fits anywhere that you really want it to, without worrying about vibration from a underrated mount or anything like that. Plus, if you want to add, it's easy to add and link these into each other. So the nice thing about this is it does come in clear and yellow lens. On top of that, this does come in the dual output as well. Like I said, you can change effortlessly from white to amber at the flick of a switch based on your driving condition. Don't have to get out, don't have to put a lens on there. You can stay in the comfort of your cab, change, and then go right back.
That's just tremendously easy.
Yeah.
So when did you release this product, and what's the retail on it?
So retail on this one is $210 for a pair. We released this one about 2 months ago, and it has been one of our better sellers.
Absolutely. I think it's important to always be evolving in this industry.
Right.
You and I have talked off camera, of course, and that's what we constantly strive to do. To be successful within the industry, what's the next thing? How can we make it better? I believe you have to have thick skin if you're going to be in the game, or retail or manufacturer or anything, because you have to take the criticism.
Right.
Because how else are you going to grow? And we all know there's other brands out there that
Yep.
don't take criticism so well. And so one of the things that we share that I just find tremendous is you got to have that thick skin, you got to respond, and you got to do it in a positive manner.
Right.
So looking back on that, did you ever take anything personally in the beginning?
No. This isn't my foray, or this isn't my first time into ownership of a business.
So looking back on that and knowing that now, what do you feel now?
There's an accomplishment, there's a drive in me that how far we've grown in our first 2 years, what we've accomplished, who we've met, the teams, the race teams that we've partnered with. I just want to tell people, just hold on. We're just getting started right now.
So constantly innovating.
Constantly innovating. And that is something that I feel sets us apart. There's this one younger gentleman, Lane Henning, out in Oklahoma. He's jumping with our lights, you know, gaps, and they're holding up. You know, that's the test that we're looking for. Yeah. That's what we're looking for, is the riders that are going to go test it, bring us feedback so that we can improve.
So Justin, what are we looking at now?
This is our new line of our chase light.
What do we got?
So what we have is this is our Apex chase light, available in a 32 and a 24. So we try to cover all aspects of the vehicle, whether it's going to be a full-size vehicle or a SUV. We want to have something that's going to fit for it.
So what differentiates your chase light from the rest?
Well, first of all, lifetime warranty. The tail of your car is one of the least protected when you're out on the trail. So if you're visible, you're seen from the back, it's going to avoid that collision of somebody running up on you.
Okay.
So not only do we have now our new line of our Apex, but it's programmable. You've got 16 different programmable selections that you can have when you're running it. So if you're on the trail, you can actually change between the 16 different settings. But the nice thing about it is you've got turn signal, brake, and reverse built into one, and running light. So you want to make your car street legal, you slap this on there, you've got the ability to be street legal with turn signals, everything like that. But the high visibility that we are having now is the visibility aspect. You're going to get more back end visibility so that people can see you. It's going to cut through the dust. The biggest complaint we have when somebody installs one of our lights on the rear is they are too bright.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. I can see where it could be a good thing.
It's not a bad thing, but if our complaint is that it's too bright, well, the visibility, you're being seen.
Correct.
It will be an inline app that will allow you to dim it, but we also feel that the safety aspect of being too bright outweighs not being seen at all.
Now, you talked about the strobing effect on your other lights.
Yeah.
How does that translate to this?
So this is all built in. Everything is built in, so you've got your strobe on there. Okay. So depending on what you are programmed to, you're either going to have a flashing blue, flashing red, flashing green. We cover all the different circuits as well, because some of the different race circuits do require a different strobe color in the rear.
So explain to us with the Chase on the braking patterns too. Is there different patterns to when you're braking, or can you program it differently?
When you hit your brakes, all other patterns go away and it goes to your brake. Flashes twice, the whole bar will flash red twice, then it will go to a solid red. And then it will stay solid red until you release your brake.
So that translates well too, even to trucks or 4x4s, Broncos.
We wouldn't be anywhere without the customers, the friendships that we've made, the partnerships that we've had. You know, and I think a lot of times it's often as you grow, you forget your roots, you forget where you came from. And often people are surprised that I'm still the one answering the phone. I'm the one going to the events. And I don't ever want to grow out of that.
No, I've learned it, and I've been in this business now for well over 2 decades, and relationships are everything. You want to stay in tune with that. Me personally, I can't stand the elitist crowd.
Right.
You know, my rule in life is really simple: don't be a dick.
Yeah.
But after being here for so long, the relationships are really what matter.
Right.
And getting out there and keeping your finger on the pulse. That's what I've learned.
Yeah.
That's been kind of the big thing there. And I'm not going to get too much into that at all, because really this is all about learning with you.
Right.
So we really appreciate the fact that you reached out because of the quality and the time and the engineering that we put into it. So we just wanted to say thank you for that.
Yeah. And we wanted to thank you as well for, taking the time to get to know us as well. We're not a big name out there yet. We're regional. Cavalier Lighting out of Phoenix, Arizona. Who the hell are they? And if you guys want to know more, cavalierlighting.com. You can follow us on social media. We're cavalier.lighting on Instagram. You ever have any questions, you can call us. We're here to answer the questions.
And we're going to have every way to get a hold of you and get to your website here on the article. And just check the link below if you guys have any questions. Justin will be answering himself. I think we're good.
Yeah, Josh, thank you.
All right, thanks again.
Appreciate it, man.
Take care.
That was awesome.